Welcome back to H3 Weapon Deep Dive. Today we are taking a look at the entire 1911 family of pistols. They spawn in the pistol automatic category here, starting on the first page with the M1911, the stamped, the classic, the gold, the modern, the operator, and the tactical. So here they all are from left to right as they appear in the spawner. The 1911, the 1911 stamped, look at that, stamped, the 1911 classic, the 1911 gold, the 1911 modern, the operator, and the tactical. The 1911s are all chambered in 45 ACP, and they spawn with these magazines. Over here, they start with the 7-round magazine with no witness holes on the original 1911. The stamped has witness holes, also 7 rounds. The 3 in the center here also spawn with this gray no witness hole 7-round magazine. And the most modern ones spawn with an 11-round extended magazine as an option. Each of the 1911s all spawn with these different magazines. These 3 in the center spawn with the same magazine, but they are all interchangeable between every 1911. So you can take the 11-round extended magazine and put it in the original 1911, just like that, and it works fine. And you can drop it on the ground. And you can put the original 7-round magazine into the most recent of the 1911s. Not only that, but there are other weapons that also use the same magazine style and will also interoperate. So that's what we have here on the far left. We have the Delisle carbine. This is one of these integrally suppressed bolt action carbines, and it spawns with this 7-round magazine with witness holes, which will work in any of the 1911s, and vice versa. You can take the extended magazine and put it in the Delisle carbine. Not only does the Delisle carbine work, but the Defender 45 also has this magazine, which works in all the 1911s. It is a 7-round magazine. This is basically a short-barreled 1911 in its functionality. So it's no surprise that the magazine it spawns with also works in the 1911s. Not only that, but we have this strange guy here, which is the 1911 Dillinger. It is a machine pistol. It goes fully automatic. 1911 that has been modified and spawns with this crazy double glued together extendo mag, which works in all the other 1911s. So you can build these kind of crazy monstrosities. And of course, the 1911 mags, oops, sorry about that. The 1911 mags also work in the Dillinger, if I can get them in there. Ta-da! Let's take a look at the controls. Now, all the 1911s have the same controls and functionality except for the stamped. So I'll cover this 1911 original here, and that will apply for all these other 1911s. So here we go. The safety does not function unless the hammer is back. So right now, you press up on the trackpad. It normally would engage the safety, but the hammer is not back. So I'm going to bring the hammer back, and now the safety works. Look at that. Hammer will disengage. You cannot dry fire it. It does have a slide lock open. So if you pull the slide back, you press to the, oops, there you go. You press to the left and up on the trackpad, and it will lock, whoops. There we go. It will lock the slide open. If you press to the right and down, it will release the slide like so. It also features a hammer cocker and decocker. So if you want to, there we go. If you want to cock the hammer, press to the right and down on the trackpad. That'll cock the hammer. And if you want to decock the hammer without firing, you press to the right and up and gently press on the trigger like so. Here you can see the ejection port. If you pull back, you can inspect port there, see if it's got a round chambered, and it will lock on open like so. So the 1911 stamped functions basically the same way as all the other 1911s, except it does not lock open on empty, and it does not feature a slide lock or release mechanism. So if I fire until empty, it will not lock open. I have to manually recock it by manipulating the slide. All right, let's take a look at the sights. The original 1911 has pretty piss poor sights, very tiny front post, as you can see here, and a very small notch in the rear. And that leads to a pretty abysmal sight picture. You can barely make this out in VR. Moving on to the stamped. Now the stamped actually has a very interesting sights. The sights and the safety are kind of integrated. So if I put the safety on, the sights will flip down and you can't see the rear notch. If I take the safety off and it's ready to fire, now I can see the sights. These sights are actually not bad, and they're considerably better than the original. They're much chunkier, much easier to see in VR, although there is nothing, there are no dots or anything indicating the sights. Moving on to the Classic. The Classic features green dots, and it's very easy to see against this kind of gray steel. The gold features the same green dots, but the metal is dark black, so there's even higher contrast, even easier to see. And the modern is kind of in between the two, also easy to see green dots. Very nice. Now we get on to the operator. It comes with its own red dot. This red dot cannot be removed. Let's take a look at it. You can see that there's still a front post, but it's out of the way. So that's very nice. There's also no rear sights on it. Those have been removed. If you go to the tactical, its story is a little different. It also has a red dot, which is a slightly different shape, but the front and rear posts are still there. So they kind of get in the way a little bit when you're trying to sight this in. I find the operator is a little easier to use. Again, the tactical's red dot cannot be removed. It is built in. The 1911 family can all take stocks, including the stamped and the tacticals. The 1911 family can also take compensators and silencers across the entire family. The 1911s don't have any rails on them until you get up to the operator and tactical, both of which have an underbarrel rail here, like so. Of course, you wouldn't want to put a red dot there, but perhaps you want to put a laser there. That works just fine. And the tactical has the same attachment there. All right, let's start with the recoil test. I'm going to use the 11-round extended magazine so we can get a few more rounds on the paper, and firing as fast as we can with the original 1911. Here we go. Yeah. All right. What did we get? A lot of off the paper. Looks like my first shot wasn't even very accurate. Sorry about that. And a score of 4.78, so 4 3/4, nearly 5. All right, let's try that again with the stamped. We got a 4.78 with the original. Here we go. Oh, nicer sights. 4.78. Ooh, almost exactly the same score. No surprises there. Centered, not a lot of deviation left, or rather even deviation left and right, but boy, this sucker pops up high compared to 9x19s. All right, let's step up a bit and go to the operator. Oh, 5.5, a little better. Interesting. I wasn't expecting this. Now, one went off the paper, so there's a lot of variation in this. There's still a lot of recoil out of these 45 ACPs. And one more just for laughs. Let's try the tactical. Yeah, it's pulling high and right on that one. 4.73, almost identical to our first test. Let's take a look at that. Oh, that's interesting. Very high and right. Let's try the classic with the stock. Let's get it right in there. There we go. Wow. Holy smokes. That is a completely different weapon. Whoa. Look at that. What do we get? 927. Get a stock. Holy smokes. That is fantastic. Now I want to try it on... Let's try it on the operator, shall we? All right, let's try the stock on the operator. Get it right in there. Ooh, 9. Got a 9.09. Look at that. Stock makes a significant difference. We were putting them up here before without the stock. Now, boom, we're all getting Bullseye City here. This is fantastic. All right, let's try the gold with a compensator. Ooh, 8.0, a significant improvement. Not as much as the stock, but very, very good. Very big improvement. Remember, we were putting them up in this region without the compensator. So to get them down in the 6 ring, that's a big improvement. Let's try the tactical with the compensator on it. Seven. Improvement. Yeah, definitely an improvement. Instead of getting up in here, we're getting them down in the 6 to bullseye area. Let's try the modern with the suppressor. Notice how the suppressor sits low enough that the sights are pretty easily visible. That's a good sign. Ooh, 5.5. That didn't help that much at all. Yeah, we were still putting them up here in this 2 to 6 ring. All right, let's try the tactical with the suppressor. Seems appropriate, doesn't it? Ooh, all over the place with a 6. Yeah, the suppressor doesn't really help that much. All right, let's get serious. We're going to do the tactical with the compensator and the stock. Can we get perfect 10s? Answer no. Ooh, I kind of pulled that second shot. Yeah, those were me pulling it a bit, but wow. Those are good numbers. 855. Basically the same as what we had before with just the stock, though. So I'm letting me think that adding the compensator doesn't really help as much. Yeah, that's good, though. That's good. A 9? That's very good. So adding the compensator doesn't seem to add that much more. The stock is doing most of the work here, I think. But that's a very good result for 45 ACP. There you have it, the 1911 family. Thanks for watching. Till next time, I will see ya.